I don't know if you can believe it, everyone, but 2023 is right around the corner. I'm not ready. I cannot believe how fast 2022 went. And yeah, but the great thing about a new year is a bunch of new books. And today I'm here to tell you about 7 2023 releases I am sure you're going to want to have on your TBR. So let's get started. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you all doing today? As always, I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, I hope you're safe, and of course, I hope you're reading an amazing book or 2 or 3 or 4. As the year wraps up, let's not talk about it. But as the year wraps up, that means we get to be really excited to look forward to the books that are coming out next year. And I have to tell you, there are so many good books coming and you're gonna wanna read them all. And today I'm here to tell you about 7 that have been sent my way. I have a little story, a couple of my most anticipated books. I can't wait to get started. So get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads, however you keep track of that TBR. If you are so able, please pre-order these books from your local independent bookstore. The pre-orders, they help the bookstore and they help the authors. If you are a library user, get your library to pre-order them for you as well. Always helps the library, helps the authors when things are pre-ordered. People know that they want these books to be read. So the first 2 books I'm going to tell you about are actually 2 of my most anticipated reads of 2023. And the first is Chain Gang AllStars by Kwame, Adjei-Brenyah, and I apologize if I'm not saying that exactly right. This comes out in April from Pantheon Books. Now, you may remember I have reviewed and read his short story collection, Black Friday. The story Black Friday itself may be in my top 5 favorite short stories I've ever read in my entire life. He is immensely talented. Now, I don't know a lot about the plot of this book, but I know that it takes place in a prison system where there is competition, sort of this gladiator competition. It's very controversial, but basically it's this fight between the prisoners, and at the end, the winner earns their freedom. That's the premise of the book, right? But the book is really sort of this takedown of the American prison system, the fact that it is extremely racist, extremely classist, and very much a for-profit business, and all of those pieces. I trust that we are going to definitely have a book that is going to just change our minds and make us think and all of that stuff. And I think, yes, Asale blurbs this book. You know how much I love him. So that's Chain Gang AllStars by Kwame Adjei-Brenyah. And this is out again by Pantheon Books in April of 2023. Please pre-order this one. I'm really excited for it. I'm actually excited for all of these, but Another one is from a Booker Prize winner, and that's Eleanor Catton's Birnam. I'm having a real hard time with this first word. Birnam Wood. This is out from FSG. This actually starts a stack of FSG MCD releases. This comes out on March 7th, 2023. So what this is Birnam Wood is a guerrilla gardening group started by this woman, and they are known for I love the way it says it. It says, an undeclared, unregulated, sometimes criminal, sometimes philanthropic gathering of friends. This activist collective plants crops wherever no one will notice, on the sides of roads, in forgotten parks, and neglected backyards. For years, this group has been struggling just to stay afloat, right? They're to break even. And then one day, the founder, Mira, hears of this story of this road that's shut down, and it is sort of blocked off this city or town, and there's a farm there, and she feels like it's a place where they can just plant undisturbed. But she's not the only one that wants it. There's this billionaire who has bought the place in the intention of turning it into his bunker, like his end of the world bunker. And they meet each other and they decide to sort of enter this relationship on the land, but they don't know if they can trust one another. The book says itself that it's a psychological thriller, which I think is interesting, and I can't wait to see what Eleanor Catton does with this. So that's I always want the N to come first. Birnam Wood by Eleanor Catton, out from FSG on March 7th, 2023. Okay. Now, let me tell you that the next 3 books came to me on the same exact day. 2 are FSG, 1 is MCD by FSG, so an imprint of the same. And they all came on the same day. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll just put them next to myself. I'll open them. I was eating my lunch. Oh, I'll just open one. I'll just start it. Next thing I knew, I had started all 3 of them. And they are all absolutely fantastic. So I can't wait to tell you about them. The first one is A Country You Can Leave by Asale, Angel-Ajani. Okay, I'm gonna look this up. It's Ajani, Ajani. The only thing I dislike about this book is that I cannot read this font on this cover at all. I thought that the A was a D. Yeah, but this book. So you know how I am all for family drama. This is a mother-daughter tale. Our main character, so there's 2 main characters. The mother character is an immigrant here to the United States from Russia. She is a chain-smoking body woman who knows how to use her guile to get what she wants. She knows how to work men. She knows how to work the world, but she never settles down. She gets very tired of relationships, of people. She gets angry, and so she's moving around constantly. Well, she has a young daughter. And the thing about the daughter is from a relationship she had with a black man, and her daughter looks like a black woman. And so people don't always put the fact that they're mother-daughter together. They have a very interesting relationship, but you learn very early on that there is nothing that this mother won't do for the daughter in a lot of ways, though we learn very early on that the mother left the daughter for 2 years to pursue a relationship. So complicated relationships abound. But they wind up in this small, tiny town in California. They move into this mobile home community, and then that's where it all starts. I'm starting to meet all of the characters in the mobile home community. There's this competition between the mom and the daughter for this father that lives across the way. There's just so much. It is so good. It's so well written. Now, I believe this is her debut piece of fiction. I believe she's written nonfiction in the past. Let me just make sure that that's correct. Yes, I'm correct. And I'm absolutely loving A Country You Can Leave by Asale, Angel-Ajani, and this is out from FSG. Again, it comes out on February 21st, 2023, if I did not say that before. Okay, the next book, we're going a completely different direction. We are going to wind up in late 1800s Australia, South Australia, and that's The Sun Walks Down by Fiona McFarlane. You remember Fiona from her book, The Night Guest, which was everywhere for a while. Do you remember that book? I think it had like this weird wolf sort of mask on the front, if I'm not mistaken. Been a while since I've seen the cover. This one starts with a bang too. So we are in some like out of the way. So we start on like this little farmstead, which is out of the way compared to the teeny tiny town that they are on the outskirts of, that is out of the way of everything else. So we are in the middle of nowhere. We meet a young kid. His name is Denny, Denny. That's my uncle's name. Denny. And he's 6 years old, and he's sort of walking around the Australia, collecting things for his mom, and a sandstorm comes in. And he gets lost. So that's sort of the beginning of this story. And his father is not there. He's off planting something. The mother, it appears that she can't speak. I'm hoping to learn more about that. And all of his sisters are actually in town at a wedding. And the whole town comes together to search for this little boy who's lost in this sandstorm. As the book goes on, we learn more and more about the town and the people in it and the relationships between them and each other. I am loving it. It is so good. And I dove into it, started it. The cover is a little bit hard to read. I apologize. But that's The Sun Walks Down by Fiona McFarlane. This comes out on February 14th of 2023. So a lovely Valentine's gift for whoever you love that likes to read about lost children. 1800s Australia. The setting is so good. Like, she paints this picture. It's fantastic. Really loving this one. Then there is the third one, which I have been devouring. And that is the Biography of X by Catherine Lacey. You may remember her book Pew that came out a couple of years ago now. Now, what's fascinating about this book is that it's so crazy. So the book is on the premise, the Biography of X is actually being written by our main character. X is her wife, who has recently passed away, and in her grief, she is investigating the life of her wife, X. Because what has happened is, after her wife is a renowned sort of, I'm going to say she's an artist, but she's sort of like delves into all types of art. She's written novels, she's done paintings, she's just like, and she's a character, like she's a personality, but no one really knows anything about her. Okay. This biography of her comes out that they were fighting when she was alive, her X and her wife, our main character, CM, and she reads it and she's just angry. So she's going to write the biography of her wife in response, okay? But then we learn that this is in a sort of alternate universe, that after World War II, the North and South split and the West became a territory. So there was the North Territory, the South Territory, and the West Territory. And the South Territory turned into sort of this, was run by sort of this religious group that sort of became tyrannical. And there was a lot of stuff going on that we learn about as the book goes forward, as our main character is investigating the life of her wife, who it turns out she knows nothing about. And as she learns about her, everything is thrown into disarray for her. What's fascinating is it's a piece of fiction written as a piece of nonfiction. So there's footnotes and pictures and art and like investigations, and like she'll tell you what interview she took these quotes from. So it's like a piece of fiction that's presented as a piece of nonfiction about a woman trying to come to terms with her loss of her wife, only to find out that her wife was nothing what she thought she would. I am blowing through it. I think it is so interesting, so good. I don't often use the word intellectual to describe a book, but there's just something about this book that is making all of my brain parts think, right? It's about, religion. It's talking about society. It's about liberalism. It's about art. It's about relationships. It's about all of it sort of coming together. Oh, it's so good, y'all. I think I read it. This is what I was reading this morning. I'm already 100 pages in. I probably will finish it sooner rather than later. I'm adoring it. So, Biography of X by Catherine Lacey. This is out from FSG, and it comes out on March 21st of 2023. So good. Okay. 2 more books. Sorry, I could rave about all 3 of those. Very rarely do I start books as soon as they arrive. I'm just usually reading other stuff, right? So I was like, oh, you know what? And I'm there. The next book, I love a book about an author and fictionalizing relationships and all of that. This is Such Good Friends, a novel of Truman Capote and Lee Radziwill by Stephen Greco. This is coming out from, I think this is Kensington Press. Hold on one second. I need to take a drink of water, to be honest with you. My throat is dry because I'm so excited about all these books. Kensington Books, John Scaramali Books at Kensington Books. And this comes out, it says on this that it's coming out in June 2023, but I think it technically comes out May 23rd of 2023. But this is a fictionalized account of a true friendship between Truman Capote and this woman who was a real-life princess, the sister, I believe, of Jacqueline Kennedy, Lee Radziwill. And that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. We're going to be in that world. We're going to be in that sort of upper-class, snooty world, but really the drama of it all. There is nothing not dramatic about Truman Capote, which is fantastic. I love him as a character. I've read so many good books with him in it. So I'm really, really excited about it. Not sure I love the cover, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. So, Such Good Friends, a novel of Truman Capote and Lee Radziwill by Stephen Greco, out from Kensington Books on May 23rd, 2023. Okay, last but not least, I'm also such a sucker for like a queer romance set in a terrible situation that hopefully we'll be able to overcome it. I don't know if it will, but that's in Memoriam by Winn. This is out in March from Knopf. Let me see if I have an actual date on this. I don't, it just says March. So this takes place in World War I, like 1914. So weird. So many books come out about World War II. We don't hear a lot of World War I books right now. So World War I, you know, the war is going on, and the book starts with a group of friends at a boarding school, sort of protected from the war. So they hear about all this stuff going on, and it sort of romanticizes the idea of war for them. Now, one of the characters, one of the boys at the school, who is infatuated with another boy at the school, he is of some sort of German descent. So his family sort of convinces him to enter the military to take away from the stigma of that they're facing sort of for being of German descent. And this character thinks, oh, this is a good idea. Well, get me away from this guy that I am clearly pining over, and I'll go into the war and then I'll come back. Well, this guy starts to follows him into the war, and then all his friends do. And their perspective of everything else that has been going on changes. And we have this relationship and what's going to come from that. That's in Memoriam by Winn. This is out from Knopf in March of 2023. So I hope every one of these books winds up on your TBR. This is I get so excited at the beginning of the year as amazing books come out. And all of these sound so good. I'm going to hold them right there for you real quick. All of them so good. Some big names, some people you may not have heard of yet, but also, I'm telling you, good reading. So as always, if you are a return subscriber, I could not do this without you. Thank you so very, very much. If you are new to my channel, I thank you very much. I hope you subscribe. I hope you click the bell, all of that stuff. And as always, I encourage you to read globally, shop locally, and until next time, I wish you happy reading. Bye, everyone.